Bring in Florida Congressman Greg Steube, whose district is along the Gulf Coast of Florida from Sarasota down to Cape Coral. Congressman, you've just been touring the area, and it's unimaginable what the conditions would be like if you didn't have someone like Ron DeSantis running the state.
Well, and what's really heartbreaking is these communities in my district were just flooded with Hurricane Helene with a 5 to 7 foot storm surge. And I just toured areas today that were flooded again. St. Armand Circle, the Keys, Venice, Punta Gorda, businesses that I toured a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, that were flooded again. And yeah, thanks to the great efforts of the state on all of the things that they're doing. It's certainly not FEMA on the ground. It's the state on the ground. It's your local government on the ground. It's your counties. Your local first responders, that's the ones that matter every day. And I will say a lot of people heeded the evacuation orders, which was great because we had zero responses to emergency calls during this last hurricane, because I think everybody saw how bad it was with Hurricane Helene and then the flooding we got with Hurricane Debbie and how bad it was 2 years ago with Hurricane Ian. And people finally heeded the calls of local government to evacuate when those calls were made.
You know, it's remarkable when you know how to deal with hurricanes and you know how dangerous they are, like you know in Florida, actually you heed the advice, which is wonderful. Let's talk about the power. Is power coming back on? And when do we anticipate that 100% of the power will be restored to your district in the state?
It'll probably be weeks. I'm coming to you on a generator right now. I don't have power where I'm at. As of yesterday, only 25% of Sarasota County was on power. Everywhere I drove around today and towards some of the devastation, and you see power trucks everywhere. So it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of resources. Governor DeSantis put 50,000 line workers that were waiting in my district in Sarasota at Robarts Arena as an FPL staging site. I drove by there today. There were trucks going in and out of there. So it'll be a matter of time. But Hurricane Ian, we were without power out in East Sarasota County for about 9 days. I expect in the more rural areas, it'll probably be over a week, but they are working as fast as they can and working where most people they can get on the grid. So the more people that are on those grids, they try to activate quicker than those out east and those lesser grids. So it'll take some time, but we've got the assets on the ground to be able to deal with it.
This kind of the back-to-back storms that have hit the Southeast, Congressman, when this was already a hot button issue, it again raises the question of who do we stand for? Americans, or are we going to try and prop up nations overseas? And the issue of is Congress returning to address hurricane relief, but it also shines an even brighter light on the hundreds of billions of dollars that have headed overseas during the Harris-Biden administration.
$120 billion we've given to Ukraine, and then Secretary Mayorkas says we don't have any more money for any more storms in FEMA. I think we should put America first. I think we should put Americans first. I have a disaster relief tax bill that passed the House overwhelmingly that's sitting in the Senate. Chuck Schumer's not bringing it up for political reasons, and it's just sitting there. That would help everyday Americans, every single American in this country that has been affected by a presidentially declared natural disaster would get tax relief, and it's just sitting in the Senate. So my view of things is this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, is more concerned about housing illegal immigrants in this country than they are about Americans that have been affected by a natural disaster.
Oh, you forgot student loan bailout. That was $170 billion. That really says screw you to people who don't have, well, the vast majority of the United States. Those are your priorities, Congressman. Thank you so much. Great to see you. And blessings to all the people down in South and your part of Florida. Congressman Greg Steube.
Thanks, Congressman.
Good to see you.